I got my start in hockey. Actually, I started putting on skates when I was 3 years old. And we lived on a farm in Saskatchewan there, but the parents had built a rink about 2 miles away, and I drove my parents crazy. We were in there every night, but it was literally 3 and 4 years old. And then my mom wanted to put me in figure skating, which really helped out in the long run for me. And it just went from there. But that was the beginning. And then I went to Kindersley, Saskatchewan, and I didn't play my first game until I was 12 years old. My mentors are obviously my father, and my influences were, we had some unbelievable people there in Kindersley, senior hockey players. When I say senior, certainly just in the 30s, but we had guys like Wally and Earl Jackson who were my coaches, actually from the time I was probably 13 to 16. And they're the ones I won the championships with, but those two guys were the greatest too. There's another fellow, Carl Christians, who was our baseball coach, but he also taught me early in hockey. And those guys were basically the guys that really took me along. My dad was awesome. He was always around. Never wanted to coach, but he was very good after games, just discussing everything. When we played, there was always, the players policed the players. And now there's none of that. I mean, you can run a guy from behind and there's no retribution. No one's going to come off the bench and come help you out. And there's skirmishes and everything, but I really believe a lot could be done in that area. The highlights of my career definitely winning the 4 Stanley Cups. And I have so many, not so much highlights, but so many memories. The first time I stepped on the ice, my very first game was in the Montreal Forum. They just won the Cup the year before, and I'm playing against Guy Lafleur and Guy Lapointe and Larry Robinson, Ken Dryden, and all those guys, and that was a huge highlight. On a personal level, I think the highlights for me were scoring a game-winning goal against Boston in the Stanley Cup Finals.
And Terry O'Reilly gathers it in. Bad pass, Bourne's got it, he shoots, he scores! Bob Bourne scores! The Islanders win it in overtime!
And just playing with a lot of great people. I really played with some good people, and we had such good teams, and just some really good guys. A lot from Saskatchewan.
Bob Bourne was a great athlete and excelled at both hockey and baseball. Following a very successful career with the Saskatoon Blades, Bob was drafted by the Kansas City Scouts and the Indianapolis Racers, as well as the Houston Astros. Following his decision to stick with hockey, he was traded to the New York Islanders prior to the 1974-75 season. Bob spent 14 seasons in the NHL with New York and Los Angeles and played in 964 games and netted 258 goals and recorded 582 total points. Following his playing career, Bob went on to coach for 5 seasons and set up the Bourne Family and Friends Foundation, which instills healthy lifestyles for challenged youth.